Hello everybody, back again here for another vlog-a-day. Today is Friday and the weather here is holding out just amazing. I was actually out doing a bunch of stuff in the yard, doing a few different things outside, just kind of cleaning up some stuff and that, and I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous the way it is. I kind of feel a little bit bad for some of those guys out there who are into the snow plowing business. I know a lot of them, I know a few of them actually personally, that are big on, heavy on the load of loan side. They feel like they got to have a new truck every year or every other year at least. They have to keep reinvesting every dollar they get back into payments every month. And there's a few of them out there that I've heard of, not really know as close, but that are losing their ass. They've got half of their vehicles up for sale. Unfortunately, a lot of them bought new ones just this summer, and they're not worth anywhere near what they owe on it because they put nothing down. They've got, you know, basically horrible payments with no down payment because the truck they traded in, because they plow, is usually beat up more than what it is if it was just a regular typical truck. So they're getting less trade-in than what it was actually worth in most cases. So they're upside down from the moment they take the truck out the door. And then you add the extra, you know, money for the plow, the spreaders, all that kind of junk. They're now, you know, having trouble selling them because even, you know, in a good year, if there was a lot of snow, it'd be hard to sell it. But when we really haven't had, I'm going to guess, maybe 2 times this year so far that you've actually been able to push snow and charge a fee, where there's been, I mean, even the last year alone, they would have made, I mean, 25, 30 times this amount of money they've made this year. And a lot of residents didn't even have their driveways plowed out yet this year at all, because our 2 snows we've had haven't really been that bad. And it's been threatening warm enough, the next few days it's going to melt off. So I'm seeing a ton of trucks popping up on Craigslist and that, handful of them on eBay and stuff, and people are just, they can't get rid of them because nobody wants the plow truck this year. And unfortunately, it's bad business practice, I understand, because I'm a big believer in don't have any loans at all in your life. I've, you know, one I talked to heavily encouraged him to keep his older trucks. He'd originally started off and they'd bought a couple like trucks from like the 80s and stuff, but they didn't run that great, but they got them tuned up, they got them running good, and they ran in the first year, and before the second year even got there, sure enough, they went out and had 2 brand new trucks, you know. And I'm just like, I don't know. You could have socked away what would have been that truck payment, and if you were to put that away and when the old truck needs something, I even recommend buying a 3rd old truck. That way when one breaks down, you got a 3rd one to, you know, to fire up and take off that day and keep on going, because you got a brand new truck out there and a huge payment. If it goes down, it's still going to go in the shop. It still might take a week or 2, and now you're so tapped out in money you can't afford to get a backup truck, especially when you're dropping $40,000, $50,000 on a truck, which is ridiculous. But they had 2 older, decent running trucks, and sure enough, had to get rid of them both to go get 2 brand new trucks. And it just, I know the one of them's got his house up for sale, and they've actually sold, they had an Escalade also as the girlfriend's vehicle, and they've sold the Escalade because I think that she actually had some, you know, money built up in it. It was worth a little bit more than what she owed on it, but not by much. But they've knocked her down to a little car with a much smaller payment too. So it's just, I don't know, it's sad to see people, when you have an opportunity to build your business slowly, just keep going, pay for things as you go. There's no reason to have, you know, $200,000 in debt for a snow removal lawn mowing business. It's just ridiculous. So I'm hoping everybody ends up figuring out a way to get their head out of their butt and start actually spending the money they have. Stop living on, I can afford it because I can afford the payment. If you can't pay cash for it, you can't afford it. I mean, we're living in an older house that needs a new roof on it, and the roof's running out, estimates around $8-9 grand, and I don't have $8,000 or $9,000 thrown a roof right now, and we could run to the bank, get a loan on it, and pay it off in 5 or 10 years, all that junk. But I'd much rather just save the money up. My roof isn't leaking yet. Now, if that was leaking, it'd be a whole different world. I'd be doing it how I could. I'd be selling my dirt bikes, my kayaks. I'd be selling off, you know, all kinds of stuff I've got laying around, and come up with $8,000. It's not leaking, so I don't want to sell my stuff off just to have to go back and buy that stuff again. So I'm kind of holding it off and just waiting. So basically live your life with the money you have now, and that way, if you realize how much you hate your job, you can leave your job. You don't have a bunch of payments. You don't have that hassle to mess with. If you find a great opportunity for a wonderful job that doesn't pay as much, or it's in a different town, right now, if we decide to move out of town, our houses, everything in our life's paid for. We don't have to carry about nothing. We don't have to worry about trying to sell the house right away at, a loss, that kind of stuff. And there's people out there constantly getting divorced, and both names are on the deed, all that junk. So just live your life with, the money you can pay, and just have a good one. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off here and let you guys get back to your life. So have yourself a safe and wonderful day, and feel free to rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.